Is it just me, or do female rappers have a friendship problem? I feel like all of them have a hard time getting along, just coexisting, and not even about like beef. This is more so just about like the messy kitty catty stuff. Like, why does it seem like every single female rapper these days can never even be genuine? We get news that Cardi B's dissing Lotto behind the scenes. We got word that Glorilla and Megan aren't cool. Lotto and Ice Spice beefing. Now they back cool. Nicki versus Cardi. Nicki versus Megan. There's so much like tea. And I want to get into that today. I want to talk about that. And I want to get into like, why do the rap girlies never seem to have some sort of peace? Like, no peace at all. Now, first of all, rap beef with female rappers have never been a new thing, okay? The girlies have been beefing back since the 1990s. Actually, since the 1980s, when Roxanne dropped Roxanne's Revenge, going against people who were dissing her. Then we had the Queen Latifah versus Foxy Brown. Then we had the iconic Foxy Brown versus Lil' Kim. Then we had Lil' Kim versus Remy Ma for a little bit. Then we had Nicki Minaj versus Lil' Kim. Then it was Iggy Azalea versus Nicki. Then it was Azalea Banks versus everybody. Then it was Nicki versus Cardi. Then Cardi versus Bia. JT versus Bia. It's like, why do these rap bitches never get along? Now, first things first, I want to start off by saying I really feel like in this industry, there is no such thing as female rap unity. That does not exist. Every time you see the girlies linked up and buddies, kissing, and things like that, it's typically performative, or number two, someone is fake behind the scenes and trying to use them to come up every single time. And also, I feel like people need to understand this is a business here. This is at the end of the day, this is a business. When you go to work, when you are a business owner and you're competing with other business owners, and you're not going to sit around and kiss them and hug them. And even if you are doing that, it's fake because you're trying to get something out of them. And also, people like to chalk it down to, oh, she's jealous. I don't think it's always about jealousy. I mean, it can be. I feel like when it comes to Nicki Minaj and the other younger rap girlies, I think that's jealousy. But I think a lot of times, like in the history of female rap beef, it's just been a lot of genuine competition that doesn't even always stem from jealousy. I think it just honestly just comes down to, hey, this girl is in your field and she's trying to take up your space and you don't like that bitch. And that's just how it is. Now, with the Lil' Kim versus Nicki Minaj incident, I feel like that was also jealousy from Lil' Kim. You all may disagree and say, what do you mean? No, that wasn't jealousy. No, that was. Nicki Minaj was coming in the game strong and hot. Lil' Kim ain't had a hit in a couple years by the time Nicki Minaj popped off. And it was looking like Kim is like a has-been at that point. And Nicki Minaj was rising up. Nicki Minaj continuously gave support to Kim. And Kim didn't like that. Kim didn't like the whole like, I'm the next big star thing. Nicki was always parading around her talent because that's what you do when you're talented. You are going to always, claim that and be proud of that. Lil' Kim hated that. And that caused their beef. And also, I do feel as though like Nicki Minaj coming into the game was a big threat to every rap girl. It also threatened Remy Ma. Even down the line, Remy Ma was in jail, came out, then tried to diss Nicki Minaj. It was just like, you mad corny for that. It was you mad weird for that. And also for me, when it comes to the whole Nicki Minaj and Remy Ma situation, I feel like that was all label drama. And that's another thing too with these rap girls, is that it's also not even just about the girls themselves having issues. It's also about the labels. They want to push their best product out, and they want to push out the ones who are not signed by them or making them any money. That's why they easily propped up Cardi B against Nicki Minaj as well. Atlantic signed Cardi B as a puppet to go against Nicki Minaj, period. And this has been revealed by Lady LaShore. Lady LaShore is a rapper. She's from the UK, and she was online discussing how Atlantic offered her $250,000 to go against Nicki Minaj and make a diss track. So it's also not even just about like the girlies having like personal issues. It's also label issues and the corporate giants issues making, things become drama. Now, I also want to get into, I want to kind of fast forward to the future a bit. I want to talk about the Ice Spice and Lotto situation, okay? Because I feel like that situation, honestly, to this day, we still don't know why. I think, honestly, that situation is dumb. It has always been dumb. It has always been stupid to me. And I feel like, honestly, they were just in beef only because of like little small catty things and dumb stuff that we still can't picture. The disses they were making were kind of weak as well. Like the disses they were trying to put on each other were like, oh, you are like not important. Oh, you're ugly. Oh, you think you the shit, you the fart. Like just really dumb stuff. And looking back on it, it's like, okay, it was stupid. But they did make up now. They made up. But even then, I feel like that was a PR stunt. That was a ploy. You know, I feel like even when the girls are cool, it's a ploy. Also, I want to get into Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. There's been rumors that they're not cool anymore either. Now, the reason why they probably are not going to be cool or wouldn't be cool is because Cardi B's ghostwriter, aka, I'm sorry, he's not a ghostwriter because we know who he is, so he isn't really a ghost. But Cardi B's songwriter, Partisan Fontaine, was Megan Thee Stallion's ex. And Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B, they have a song called WAP and Bongos together. So, you know, they made music cool. Ever since Partisan and Megan broke up, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, they kind of seem like they are not really in a good space. They haven't really been together like that. And it's just been a whole lot of, you know, mess and like little jabs, you know, because Megan Thee Stallion be making songs saying, hanging with ops, you are a chop. Basically saying that Cardi B be hanging out with Partisan Fontaine. You know, Megan be throwing disses at Cardi. She do. All the time. But the thing about certain rap girls is that certain rap girls are going to fake being nice so they can use them and benefit them. For example, Cardi B and Lotto. Cardi B and Lotto, they have a song together called Put It On The Floor remix that was viral back in 2023. They're also a collaborator on the new Cardi B album, Am I The Drama? And they have a song together called Every Time. But come to find out, when Cardi B and Ice Spice were beefing, mind you, that's a whole different beef too we're going to get into. When they were beefing, Cardi B was on the phone dissing Lotto and saying, you think I'm pussy as Lotto? I'm not weak like Lotto. Lotto is a P word. Lotto's a P word. I mean, she was going in on Lotto. And it was just crazy. Like, so basically that shows that these rap girls really don't like each other at all. They just want to use each other for coin, gain, attention, and just overall notoriety. And I get it, but at the same time, I do feel like it should not be like that. It should always be a thing where the rap girls should genuinely enjoy each other. Or don't be cool at all. Because what it does is it leaves room for mess and it leaves room for issues to happen because y'all never were cool in the first place. Y'all always was just trying to get money or get, like, you know, fame. And it's like, that's not genuine interaction. So when the interaction is not genuine, you're going to easily be bound to fall out. And Lotto, you know, she accepted Cardi B's apology, obviously, recently, which is kind of lame to me. Lotto, you're weak for that. You're very weak for that. I don't like that at all. But I do feel like when it comes to that, Lotto should have publicly addressed it. And Lotto should have publicly said something about that because I would have been offended. Like, imagine I just got on your album and you behind my back calling me a P word. That's strange to me. Now, I also want to get into the Ice Spice and Cardi B beef. That one is more so like more under wraps. It's more so like kind of calm. It's more so kind of like, you know, secretive. But that was more so about Ice Spice throwing jabs at Cardi. And Ice Spice was dissing Cardi. And also, Ice Spice was also making fun of Cardi B's ethnicity. I'm sorry, her race. Because Cardi B said that she's black. But then that's when Ice Spice was dissing her on Twitter saying, girl, are you really black though? You know, it was a whole lot of stuff there. And it was also some more tea behind the scenes about a feature that was supposed to happen but never happened. It was strange. You know, Cardi B was supposed to be on the Munch remix, but it was some drama that happened with that as well. So it just be a lot of tea. And then we also got the situation with Sweetie and Cardi B. Oh my goodness. Sweetie was fucking on Cardi B's man. Like, these rap girls cannot get along. Now, for me personally, I don't mind Sweetie and Cardi B's beef only because, no shade, but Sweetie does not owe Offset anything. Sweetie does not owe Cardi B anything. So at the end of the day, that's more so between Cardi B and Offset's problems. Like, no shade. I feel like, honestly, it gets to a certain point where if you and your man's bond is not that strong, I'm not blaming the girl. I'm never going to blame the girl. So, Sweetie, no shade, you ate that up. Now, was it wrong and disgusting? Yes, it was. But no shade, Sweetie, you don't owe anybody anything. Okay, period. Now, also, I want to get into this too, right? Do you all feel as though, like, the rap beefs and stuff, do you all think that it makes rap entertaining? I think it does. I think it also makes it fun. Without the beef, it would not be much going on, honestly. It would just be like, man. Also, I want to get into Megan Thee Stallion and Glorilla. There's some issues happening there. They're saying that Glorilla is trying to steal Megan's style. They fell out because Glorilla posted a Tory Lanez song on her story some months ago back. And that's when they got into like a, you know, back and forth unfollowing thing. Then they were back following each other and they got back cool, allegedly. But then we see Megan is distancing herself from Glow as well. So it's just a lot of like, nobody can really be loyal. And I feel like, honestly, in that situation, like Glow and Meg, like Glow, if you're going to be cool with Megan Thee Stallion, you should definitely not post Tory Lanez's music, etc., etc. But recently, Glorilla was at a Chris Brown concert with Chris Brown, and all of the Megan fans were like, Glorilla is weird, she's disgusting, and yada yada yada. But in my opinion, I don't think she's disgusting for going on stage with Chris Brown. I mean, let's be very real now. Chris Brown be having a lot of people on his stage, a lot of people performing with him, and y'all only gonna single out Glorilla because she was cool with Megan Thee Stallion? That's strange to me. Let's be real. Glow don't owe Megan or Chris Brown anything, but if she was going to be Megan's friend, I think she could have not posted Tory Lanez. That was kind of okay. But also, my thing is this too, right, y'all, is I don't know why people are trying to expect everybody to be buddy-buddy. It's just not going to happen. It's never going to happen. Female rap unity is fake. It's never going to exist. And everybody is using each other to climb the ladder. Also, I want to get into Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion. That was some tea. That was some tea. That was crazy. That was more so about Nicki Minaj being slighted behind the scenes and Nicki Minaj being told to, get rid of her baby during the filming of Hot Girl Summer. People also speculated that the whole beef was because Cardi B and Megan collaborated on WAP after Megan was on live with Nicki Minaj dissing Cardi. And Nicki probably felt like Megan Thee Stallion is fake, Megan is an opportunist. And I do think that Megan Thee Stallion is somewhat of an opportunist. And you all may say, what do you mean? What? I just think that Megan, she is. For example, like, she had a song with Lil' Kim, right, called the Plan B Remix. And Megan only mentions Lil' Kim when she wants to, mention her for credit or mention her for, I love Kim, she's my inspiration. But when it was time to drop that remix with Lil' Kim, baby girl, you didn't approve the song. You didn't approve anything. So it kind of gives fake. It gives opportunists. It gives you only want to give credit because you want to seem a certain way, not because you genuinely want to collaborate with the girl. And that's my thing too with these rap girls is they all look up to Lil' Kim, but never post her, never be with her, never make a song with her. And it's just strange to me. But back to Megan and Nicki Minaj. Nicki dropped Bigfoot back in the day, talking about Megan being weird and strange and things like that. Megan was on her album slightly dissing Nicki Minaj. She didn't really diss her too much, but she mainly stayed quiet. And also, Megan was on live drinking a bottle of Hennessy through a straw, trying to diss Nicki back. But honestly, like, in the grand scheme of everything, I don't think that Megan really likes to beef. I think she's kind of scary. I think she's kind of weak when it comes to rap beefs. She never goes back at anybody, and that's kind of scary to me. Now, also, I want to get into Nicki Minaj versus Latto. That was a crazy moment in time, y'all. Latto went too far, in my opinion. Latto brought up people's families and stuff. It was insane. That beef was a wow. Oh, that was a lot. But even with that beef, it was avoidable. I feel like it was more so miscommunication that could have been handled behind the scenes on both ends, honestly. And also, I do feel as though Nicki would have forgave Latto. If Latto never mentioned Nicki Minaj's children, her family, her brother, it would have been a fine thing. It would have been cool. But I do think that Latto and Nicki Minaj, no shade, but Latto is a big fan. Latto's a fan. She's a barb. And they were never going to be friends. That's another thing, too. Y'all be expecting these girls to be friends with their idols. That's not going to happen. That's not realistic. Nobody's going to be friends with somebody you look up to. First of all, they have two different experiences. One person is looking up to you and trying to be like you. The other person is existing and being the idol. So therefore, the two energies, the two relationships, it's going to always be a mentor and mentee type of thing. It's never going to be, oh, we're friends now. And that's the thing. People always think that all these girls who look up to Nicki Minaj are going to be friends and friends. That's not how that is. You are a person who looks up to me. And there was also some drama with the City Girls. Yo, even the City Girls had beef between each other. Like, this is crazy. City Girls, they were having some issues. Ever since Carisha was with Diddy and stuff like that, it got really messy. Carisha was low-key feeling like she was better than JT because of her connection with Diddy and her TV show she had, Carisha Please, and her businesses, her card game. Carisha low-key was on a high horse. But JT separated herself from Carisha. And that kind of made a thing. And, Santana is involved in the drama too. So, he's involved and he also is making it more messy. And it kind of has become Santana and Carisha versus JT. And it's just kind of strange to me. But I also do think that it if I was in a girl group with my girl, I'm never taking to the internet. I'm never beefing online. I'm never going to be beefing with nobody who I was once calling my sister, my girl, and who was once holding me down in jail and vice versa. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not hanging with that. I'm not going to beef with you publicly. And also it gets to a certain point where people need to understand, like, if you came in the game with somebody, you don't ever dog them out in public. You don't ever get on no Twitter beef. That's disgusting to me. Now, JT and Cardi B have beef as well. That was the whole situation too. But I think with that situation though, it's valid because no shade, like, Cardi B, she thinks she's above the program. Like, she thinks she's above the program. She thinks she just is the one who's like, just like, oh, girl, you don't write your raps. Cardi B has no right in history at all to ever sit around and try to act like she's above somebody because of rap records. Girl, you have a songwriter who makes your music for you, okay? And also, I genuinely do feel as though that the Bia and Cardi B drama, ooh. Now, Bia was more so upset because Cardi B was stealing from her. And no shade, but I do feel as though Cardi B, she steals a lot. She has no originality. Most of her concepts that we've seen, a lot of people have done. The only original thing I can say that she has done is bring her personality to the forefront when it comes to being a rapper. Like, you know, being funny, being really goofy and stuff. That's the only thing that I can say that is original with her. Other than that, she still raps. She still Nicki Minaj lyrics. She still Bia style. She be stealing literally, like, the way she be dressing with certain, she steals a lot. And that's because nothing she does is original. She has no creative bone in her body. She just is a reciter. So therefore, it's not hard for her to steal because that's her natural instinct. But Bia was upset about that and clocked that. And then, you know, that's when Cardi B was upset about that and said, girl, ain't nobody stealing from you, da-da-da-da. But obviously, she was stealing from Bia. Whether it was Cardi B or not, or her team, they were stealing from Bia. And that is when we then see Bia make a diss track, which was kind of okay. It was mediocre. People hated it. They said it was trash. She was going in on Cardi, on Offset, about how Offset be cheating on her. It was just insane. But I do feel as though Cardi B, though, what she should have did was make a diss track at the same time as Bia's song coming out. Cardi B waited a whole year and a half to put it on her album, and it was just like, girl, it's a year and a half later. Why are we on this still? You know what I'm saying? But that's my thing about that. I think that Bia low-key had a valid reason, but her diss track was kind of weak. And Cardi B's diss track did go more viral because everybody's saying name 5 Bia songs. But even with that beef too, it's stupid. Like, I think it's really dumb because therefore, like, it's no real substance to the beef. Oh, she stole from me, which is a big deal. But I feel like it could have just been handled differently. You know, it could have been handled in a way where Bia, like, did a diss track but made a better song and did a video with it and left it alone. You know what I'm saying? But let's talk, let's chat. I want to get into the female rap issues, beefs, friendship debacles. Why can no one get along? What do you think it is? Why do you feel as though this industry is literally, you know, built up to put women against each other? And this also goes for the pop girls too. The pop girls be having beef too, but they're more classy with it. They're more like calm. They're more like, I'm gonna throw a jab at you and then act like it wasn't about you type of stuff. When the rap girls, they gonna dish you and tell you, oh, it's about you. You know what I'm saying? But let's talk, let's chat. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. All right, thank you for watching.